good, everybody, and welcome back to Hyperfocus Brand Review, this time classic. And in today's episode, Jan is joining yet again.
Hello.
And today we are going to be jumping into a classic brand and looking at the history and the building blocks and the foundations that the brand set out and see if it's actually stood the test of time.
By classic, I mean, some people might think we talk about, I don't know, like a brand from 1930 or something.
Well, I mean, it's a classic because it is
A milestone.
It's a milestone for sure. And it's often seen as being a best practice for many people in many different areas. So, would you like to introduce what that brand is?
Yes, I mean, people might have seen it in a
the thumbnail?
in the thumbnail already, but we're talking about Airbnb today.
Or Airbnb, as English.
As normal people say.
As normal people say it, yes.
Airbnb, yeah, sorry about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
The format's the same, but shall we jump straight in?
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly different because we look, okay, what happened back in the days when they were the rebranding, but then also look, okay, what happened between back then and now, and how this actually, how the impact of the rebranding, you know, what impact it had on the brand over a longer period of time.
Definitely. I think the proof is in the pudding at the end, and we're definitely going to see if it really has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Airbnb, yeah, I think facts and figures. Everybody knows Airbnb, I guess. So I don't need to explain too much about what it is and what it does.
It's actually Airbnb.
Ah, sorry.
Where's this Airbnb coming from?
It might be a German accent kind of thing. I might say it the whole time, but keep on correcting me.
Okay, I will just bleep it out or repurpose it with my voice.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, Airbnb.
Airbnb. I also say Michael R. Jordan. No. Okay. It was launched back in the days 2008 by Joe Gebbia and Brian Chesky. And the brand, it looked like a pretty boring thing for a long time. And then in 2014, they introduced a new rebranding, a new position. The positioning was belong together. That's the new topic. And it was done by the London-based design studio. The
design studio. Yeah. Great studio, by the way. Absolutely love a lot of the work that these guys are doing.
Yeah. So for the younger audience, here's a screen on how Airbnb actually looked.
That's what the internet used to look like
before. That's where they came from.
Is dreadful, isn't it?
I mean, this must be like 2014.
Look at
or
maps.
Something. Yeah,
Google Maps.
It happens a lot within that time.
Okay.
And then 2014, there was this big rebranding, and as we can see already, the logo changed dramatically. It does look completely different than before. And yeah, I mean, for me, I really liked it right from the beginning, to be honest. The new one.
Not the old one.
No, the old one.
The old one.
The old one is.
This definitely shows its age. I'm sure. I don't know. Was it ever a cool logo? I just don't know. I think there's many things that are very wrong about that logo, even for the time.
Yeah. It's hard to read. I don't know. It does not really look like it has something to do with traveling or destination or whatever. Yeah, so they made this huge step, and the idea behind the new logo actually is to combine like the main values they have, like people, places, love, and Airbnb. Sorry, the name, and then this new icon appears. It actually has a name too.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Belo.
Belo. Okay.
It's also comes from this belonging kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Main idea.
I mean, this was what, 2014, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I remember. I mean, I'm sure maybe the older designers amongst you remember when this was launched. I can't remember it being so long ago, but it still looks pretty fresh. I must
Yeah,
say.
that's what I would say too. Yeah, it looks still fresh. You could, make this rebranding today, and it would be all right.
Yeah, but let's see if it played out across everything. But yeah, the presentation of the logo still stands up. Pretty cool.
All right, so here we have a little short video where this is how they introduce actually the new logo and the new positioning.
We have talked about sonic branding on this channel before, and I think it was very much in its infancy in 2014. That sound was terrible. That was incredibly annoying. I have to admit. I think definitely today it probably would have been created specially for the animation. I think that just felt like some stocky music. I mean, we have the option of platforms like Epidemic Sounds now and stuff where people are actually producing really cool content. It was a little bit flat, to be honest. And some of the design, definitely now looking back, even though some of it could be seen to have been done today, it still there's parts of it that definitely start to look dated.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's 7 years ago now, so it's fine. But you could already see that illustration will play a role within the whole brand identity. Also, when we look at this screen now, they already started introducing illustration. We will get a bit deeper into that topic later. But yeah, I mean, looks nice. I think the color theme, having this red as a main color, but also some really nice secondary colors, still looks pretty cool to me today.
And also one of the really cool things with Airbnb is that they use a systematic approach. So there is a design system behind what they're doing, and you see there's a reason for everything. Even in the video that we just watched, there's a story behind it. And again, back in 2014, they were one of the first companies to really start to do that and really embrace design systems and branding in that way. So we're used to it now, very much so, because we see a lot of that on this channel in the brands that we review at the moment. But back then, it was definitely a new thing.
We will also talk a bit more about later.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, I mean, here also the imagery they use, I mean, it makes you want to travel, I think. Looks cool, authentic. That's what everybody wants, authentic imagery.
Even in 2014.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that it has a little bit of Instagrammy filter on it,
Sure.
Kind of vintage style. I don't think they would do this, or they're not doing it like this today. But yeah, that's everything from back in the days. Oh, and yeah, there was actually like a bit of a controversy, I don't know, or like a big hype around people seeing crazy things within that logo?
Yes, as we said before, I have said haters will be haters. And definitely there was a huge shitstorm with the launch of Airbnb. And you can see in these images that not everybody loved the logo.
Yeah, but I think it's actually a bit, I don't know. It's far away from looking like what they say it looks like.
What do they say it look like? It looks like...
And am I allowed to say these words?
Yeah, balls.
On YouTube?
Balls, balls, balls.
And, yeah, balls.
And, oh, yes.
And other parts.
And other parts of the anatomy, yeah. But
but
yeah, they really hated on it, man. I do remember that there was a big backlash.
Yeah, here, I mean, there was a Guardian article about that. So
Yeah.
I mean, but you can see a lot of things in a lot of things, so... But there's one funny thing we found.
Yes.
Which is the next short video. We will not watch the whole one, but I mean, it's just...
I strongly recommend you go watch this. It's catchy.
Well, for successful promo, you need a good logo. Some other people will remember. Well, it's certainly striking. In conversation, it's inciting. If it was deliberate, then it's very clever PR. Airbnb, can you not see? Your new branding makes me feel uneasy. Surely there must have been somebody from your creative team who noticed your new logo looks like balls. Your new logo looks like balls. Your new logo looks like balls. Your new logo looks like a pair of balls. Your new logo.
All right, we put the link to that into the show notes, and then
Yeah, follow the description below if you want to view that in its glorious entirety. Yes. All right, typefaces. Let's talk typefaces.
Typefaces, yeah. So what we just looked at, this was all the stuff they released back when they relaunched the brand. And yeah, that was not so much about the typeface they used back then. But then in 2018, they actually developed a custom typeface, which fits or should fit to this branding they developed. So they needed actually a typeface to work on across all platforms. So they had to support web, iOS, Android. They also have a lot of print, out of home campaigns, and that's what I said. They were struggling to find one. So they partnered with Dalton Mag, which is an international type foundry, and developed the so-called serial typeface. Serial actually comes from the name, comes from back in the days when bed and breakfast, so breakfast was part of the name. So that's why they thought, okay, serial is a cool name for the typeface.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool.
And yeah, so they want something that has character, is functional and scalable, and a simple typeface with a touch of quirkiness. That's what they were looking for. So yeah, that's what they developed. So this beautiful typeface, which
it's
works
nice,
online,
right?
offline, and should also reflect the brand personality.
Classic, man. I think that is definitely going to be one of the building blocks that helps this brand possibly stand the test of time. We will see at the end.
Yeah, no, it's kind of trendy, to have this constructed grotesque fonts, which has then also this touch of humanity to it, very rounded, and bold. Yeah. So the main reason why a lot of brands build custom typeface is also to save money. Because if you have buying the license for such a big company is very expensive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So at some point it just makes sense to develop your own custom typeface. All right, little animation video here.
awesome. Yeah, love it. Great.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as we can see here, it's a nice font. You can play around. I really like the bold version. That's very powerful.
I think one thing that Airbnb have done, and you can see, is how they celebrate design. I mean, look at this. It's just testing me to, great type.
Yeah, and as you're saying, celebrating design, they have this blog kind of part of their website. Is design? It's just called Airbnb design, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about the design stuff, and also where they're celebrating the new typeface and introducing it and all the stuff they're doing around their brand. Yeah, so here just some examples where we can see this new typeface in action, and I think this is pretty close to how Airbnb looks today. And this is actually, you see that not that often, that you have then also the typeface within your digital product. Yeah, let's talk about illustration. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's something really important to me, and I think also hopefully to you as well. Airbnb were really pioneers when it came to inclusivity, and they were one of the first companies of that stature to actually really look at society as, from a completely different perspective that is normally seen in mainstream media. And they were really innovative, and had a really great approach to building a kind of, I suppose, a systematic approach to illustration, but at the same time really celebrating diversity. And we'll put the link in the description as well. There's a great article. It's a couple of years old now, but I think you can still look at it as a best practice for sure if you're going to be doing something like this when brand building, where they show a whole range of different skin colors. They really challenge the idea of the family unit, different shapes and sizes of people, really, painting a very colorful and beautiful world. And Airbnb did an absolutely fantastic job. And also, I think they were also one of the first ones really to put illustration in the forefront of their brand. This was not a big thing. I mean, apps were really kind of just, starting to take on this more kind of human approach, UX was becoming more of a thing. So the whole kind of experience was seen to be very, very important. And illustration allows you as a user to solve very complex decisions very quickly. It's much easier than using photography, which is what was being used predominantly before Airbnb actually started to use illustration. So with that respects, they really pushed things forward. They brought the idea of presenting society into the limelight, into a really, really great forward-thinking way, and also challenged digital products as well. So big fan. Definitely check out the link and have a look for yourself. And
what they also do is they do not have like a certain style when it comes to illustration. It keeps on developing, So we just looked here at some examples. So I think this is from the article you were talking about. This style. So with this outlines, but it's very, very vibrant somehow, and really nice illustrations. Very well done. And I think, and this is where they are today. And you can see, today. I think Airbnb also, they really are not afraid to push forward. The brand is constantly developing and constantly evolving. We often talk about treating your brand in like being kind of in a constant state of beta. You always need to be looking at the market, looking at the world and how things are changing and how you fit into it as a product or as a brand. And Airbnb are great at doing that. Yeah, and it's very difficult to keep that balance between like having a certain tonality, which everybody remembers you for, but then have some elements like the illustration, for example, to be a bit more playful and also show different kind of styles, but still it needs to look like Airbnb at the end of the day. Yeah. And they're really good in doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how it looks like on their website today. Also very beautiful
Super clean as well.
illustrations.
It's lovely, yeah.
Yeah,
really
they
great.
really want to make you travel, right? All right, let's, before we wrap up, quickly talk also about the design system.
Yeah, we won't dwell on this too much because it's a huge topic. But again, Airbnb as a company, super pioneering. They were one of the first digital products to actually put, again, at the forefront a design system and benchmarked and used as a best practice the Airbnb design system. And to this day, it's still, one of the best ones out there. The screens that you see now are from back in the day. And I'm sure if you've had anything to do with design systems, you've referenced and seen this. But yeah, it's a great example of kind of this design thinking and bringing of things together to create something that's beautiful and consistent. So yeah, top notch. I love what they have done with the design system, and yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the same approach they have with their type. This is also because they have this design system. They want to be consistent over all the platforms they have, and yeah,
There's lots of talks online. You just need to Google design systems, Airbnb, and there's tons of stuff from the last 7 years where they really dig really deep, and there's lots of great articles as well to check out. So yeah, if you're thinking about starting design system or you're already into design system, then always check out what Airbnb are doing and have done.
I mean, obviously, we picked it as a classic because we think it's great. So the score will be high. Yeah, so that, I mean, they are masters of like connecting their brand to their product. So the design unit to developing unit, all these, because that's actually not easy. It's a difficult part. And they do that really, really well. I really like the logo. I liked it right from the beginning. It's still there. It still looks great. I still like it. Adding the custom typeface, even just improved the whole brand, in my opinion. Also, what I really like is that when you use your products, you actually see all this. It's not just like design shishi the agency put together. You can see and feel it everywhere. So I give it a 10.
A 10?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's
okay. I'm saving my 10. I'm not throwing that card out there yet. Yeah. I'm going high as well. I'm going with a 9, just because it is best practice. Illustration, fantastic. Design systems, yes please. And the experience is great. I just don't want to give it 10. I want to save it for something. I don't know what, but I'm saving it. But 9 for sure. So that's actually the highest scoring brand that we've had on this channel so far.
Yeah, but as I said, we picked it because it's it's a classic. It's a milestone.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely one that we wanted to share with you guys. Yeah.
Or at least it was taking a lot of inspiration from that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And that just about wraps it up. Yes, as always, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you receive all the notifications of the videos that we are dropping, and hit a thumbs up and like the video. If you like the video, it definitely helps us to grow the channel. So, once again, I'd just like to say thank you, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks. And I finally know how to say Airbnb. Bye.
Ciao.